Welcome to this independent review of the ROVE R2-4K Dual dashcam. This presentation evaluates the camera based on its hardware, advertised features, and real-world performance. Rather than focusing only on marketing claims, we will examine how the system performs in everyday driving situations. The R2-4K Dual stands out by offering front and rear recording, built-in GPS, dual-band Wi-Fi, and a generous accessory bundle at a competitive price. However, there are also important compromises, particularly in image quality and parking mode operation. Throughout this review, we will separate strong value-added features from the areas where expectations should be managed. The ROVE R2-4K Dual is designed as a complete dual-channel dashcam system. The package includes both front and rear cameras, providing simultaneous recording from both directions. A built-in 3-inch IPS display allows users to frame the cameras, review recordings, and adjust settings directly on the device. Instead of a lithium battery, the unit uses a supercapacitor, which improves durability under high temperatures and supports longer service life. The included 128GB memory card means the camera is ready to use immediately, while support for larger storage offers room for future expansion. USB-C connectivity simplifies power and rear camera installation, making the hardware practical for everyday ownership. According to the manufacturer's listed specifications, the front camera uses Sony's STARVIS IMX607.5 sensor with a 150-degree field of view and an f1.5 aperture. Video files are recorded at a 4K resolution of 3840 by 2160 pixels. The rear camera records in Full HD at 1080p using the Galaxy Core GC2053 sensor with a 140-degree field of view. Connectivity features include dual-band 2.4 and 5 GHz, Wi-Fi with advertised download speeds of up to 20 megabytes per second through the ROVE mobile app. Additional features include built-in GPS, HDR support, H.264 and H.265 video encoding, over-the-air firmware updates, and support for memory cards up to 1 TB. These specifications establish a strong feature list, although actual image performance requires closer examination. One of the most important findings concerns the advertised 4K recording capability. While the dashcam does generate a 4K resolution video file, independent testing indicates that the captured image detail does not fully match native 4K cameras. The Sony IMX607.5 sensor belongs to the 5-megapixel, or roughly 5K class category, meaning the final 4K output is produced through image upscaling rather than true native capture. Reviewers also observed that scenes with fast motion appear to capture approximately 25 frames per second within a 30 frame per second recording container. For buyers, this means everyday footage remains usable, but expectations for maximum fine detail, especially when reading distant license plates or freezing fast-moving scenes, should be moderated. Performance differs noticeably between the front and rear cameras. The front camera benefits from the CRVS sensor, a wider 150-degree viewing angle, HDR processing, and a brighter aperture, producing stronger detail, improved highlight control, and better overall evidence capture. The rear camera records at true 1080p with a slightly narrower field of view. While it performs well for documenting general traffic conditions behind the vehicle, it cannot consistently match the front camera's clarity, particularly under demanding lighting conditions. In practical terms, the front camera should be considered the primary source of evidentiary footage, while the rear camera provides valuable supplemental coverage rather than identical image quality. Night performance further highlights the difference between the two cameras. The front camera's STARVIS sensor, combined with HDR processing, retains better detail around headlights, streetlights, and other high-contrast situations. This results in a more balanced image, with reduced glare and improved visibility during nighttime driving. The rear camera remains functional after dark, but produces less detail and increased image noise in challenging conditions. As a result, drivers can expect reliable documentation for routine nighttime incidents, although those seeking premium license plate clarity from both cameras may find the rear system limiting. Overall, the R2-4K Dual offers competent low-light coverage, with the front camera delivering the stronger and more dependable performance. One of the ROVE R2-4K Dual's strongest advantages is its user-friendly wireless ecosystem. Using dual-band Wi-Fi, the camera supports fast file transfers through the ROV mobile app, with advertised download speeds of up to 20 megabytes per second. The app provides a live camera preview, making rear camera alignment much easier during installation. Users can also review recordings, change settings, and install firmware updates while removing the memory card. Built-in GPS automatically records location and vehicle speed, allowing footage to be reviewed later on a computer with route information included. While actual transfer speeds will depend on the mobile device and environment, the overall workflow minimizes the inconvenience often associated with retrieving dashcam footage. Parking protection is available, but it comes with several important limitations. Motion detection works only through the front camera, while impact protection relies on the G-sensor to wake the system after a collision. The camera also supports time-lapse recording combined with impact detection, allowing continuous low frame rate monitoring while parked. However, users who want dependable parking surveillance must install an optional hardwire kit with voltage protection. Another operational consideration is that parked impact notifications require manual acknowledgement before normal driving recordings resume. Depending on the external battery or power source used, restart behavior should also be verified after installation. Overall, the parking mode provides useful protection but requires additional setup and user attention to achieve consistent results. Installing the R2-4K Dual is relatively straightforward, although the dual camera design naturally requires routing the rear camera cable through the vehicle. The front camera can be mounted using either the suction cup or adhesive mount, while the mobile app simplifies positioning by providing a live rear camera preview before final installation. Daily ownership benefits from several thoughtful features, including the included 128GB memory card, built-in GPS, adjustable recording settings, and the supercapacitor design that improves heat tolerance. One minor compromise is file management, since both driving and parking recordings are stored together, making later organization somewhat less convenient. Drivers planning to rely heavily on parking surveillance should also budget for the optional hardwire kit during installation. When all features are considered together, the ROVE R2-4K Dual offers an impressive balance of convenience and functionality. Its biggest strengths include complete front and rear recording, fast wireless transfers, built-in GPS, generous bundled accessories, and a capable front camera built around Sony's STARVIS sensor. At the same time, buyers should understand the product's compromises. The advertised 4K recording is based on upscaled output rather than native 4K image capture. Motion performance falls slightly below the advertised frame rate in testing. The rear camera is less capable in difficult lighting, and parking mode requires additional hardware and user involvement. These limitations do not undermine the product, but they do define where expectations should remain realistic. Compared with competing dual-channel dashcams, the ROVE R2-4K Dual positions itself as a feature-rich, convenience-focused package rather than an image quality leader. Buyers receive dual camera coverage, fast app connectivity, GPS, onboard display, included storage, and a practical installation experience at an attractive value. Premium alternatives, however, may justify their higher cost by offering native 4K front recording, stronger rear camera performance, more advanced parking surveillance, and improved file management. Ultimately, the decision depends on priorities. Drivers seeking broad functionality and everyday convenience will likely appreciate the ROVD system, while users whose primary concern is maximum evidentiary image quality may find greater value in higher-end alternatives. In conclusion, the ROVE R2-4K Dual is best suited for drivers who want an affordable, fully featured dual camera system that is easy to install and convenient to use every day. Its strongest selling points are comprehensive front and rear coverage, reliable wireless workflow, built-in GPS, generous included accessories, and a well-performing front camera for routine evidence capture. On the other hand, buyers should recognize that the front recording is not native 4K. Rear camera quality is more modest, and parking mode requires additional investment and configuration for optimal operation. Taking all factors into account, the overall verdict is recommended with caveats. For drivers who prioritize convenience, feature value, and dependable daily recording, the ROVE R2-4K Dual represents a solid choice. However, those who require uncompromising image detail and the most advanced parking surveillance should consider stepping up to a premium tier alternative.